Hey everybody, Colin Wilson with the Action Network, and here is your Moneyline round robin for college football week 2. All right, let's get started off with a couple of games that are floating around Moneyline, floating around -1. We're going to start off with Old Dominion -110 against East Carolina here. Old Dominion really showed out against South Carolina last week. They spotted the Gamecocks field position next to the goal line all day long. If it wasn't for that, ODU would have won that game against an SEC team. Let's ride them here -110 against East Carolina. Next up, Virginia -105, a number that's kind of hanging around 1, going up against Wake Forest here. Wake Forest did not look good against NCAA last week. NCAA was able to generate 3 methodical drives out of the 10 that they have. Wake Forest just could not get them off the field in certain situations. Let's back Virginia -105 here. Next, let's go with a big upset. Colorado +220 against Nebraska here. And the methodology is pretty easy with Colorado. Are you able to flush Shedeur Sanders out of the pocket? Well, the answer is yes. Nebraska can do that with their defensive front, but their secondary will not be able to maintain assignments with Travis Hunter, with LaJohntay Wester, with all of the exclusive targets that Shedeur Sanders has at his disposal. It's going to be hard for Nebraska to keep up with those targets. Look for Colorado to surprise here with an outright win. Next up, Michigan at home going up against Texas. Yes, for Michigan to win this, they have to be a service academy type team, run the ball, average 4.5 yards per rushing attempt, get a couple extra yards after first contact. They can do that against this Texas defensive line that graded out poorly against 27 rushing attempts from Colorado State. And after that, they did not get any pressures against the Colorado State offensive line, only 7 pressures, but 0 sacks. You'd expect Texas's defense to be better. Michigan can take advantage of that. Michigan +240. Next up, Iowa State, the Cyhawk Trophy, going to be played here. We're going to take Iowa State +130. The thing you have to handicap when these two teams meet each other with Iowa and Iowa State, who is more likely to turn the ball over, make critical mistakes as what's determined the game in the past. We trust Rocco Becht here. He's only had 3 interceptions in his last 9 games played. When you look at Abu Sama at running back, he's only fumbled twice since the beginning of last season. Iowa State is completely sufficient in punting and kicking. Expect the Cyclones' overall talent to keep up here against an Iowa team that was only up 6-0 against Illinois State at halftime last week. Let's take the Cyclones here. Next up, Florida International +180 taking on Central Michigan. We got a MAC team traveling south going up against a Florida International team that actually showed a little, success rate inside of passing plays and running plays last week. If they can resolve some of the finishing drives issues they had in scoring position, would have been a different story last week. Florida International +180. Finally, San Jose State +165 against Air Force. Yes, we're going out to the West Coast to take a head coach at San Jose State who comes from a service academy program and knows how to defend a service academy offense. And that is what we have here with San Jose State. They were struggling against Sacramento State in the first quarter. Adjustments were made by the staff, and San Jose State absolutely dominated a really good FCS team last week. We know that the head coach knows how to defend what Air Force's triple option is. Expect San Jose State to get this win here at +165. All right, to recap for week 2 in college football, Old Dominion -110, Virginia -105, Colorado +220, Michigan +240, Iowa State +130, Florida International +180, and San Jose State +165. Good luck this week.